it's not playing.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
But tell me, Eddie, is that a rabbit in your pocket or you're just happy to see me?
I hate StreamYard. So I hate StreamYard, but I clicked on the videos and they just did not want to play. And then there it goes. So normally Stieg joins me, but because his sister is going to be visiting him tomorrow, he kind of turned in early. I asked Geekblend if he wanted to join. I'm waiting for him to respond because he was going to see one of his nephew's baseball games if he was able to make the early one. But if he doesn't show up, then it's just me you get to watch. So hopefully I'll make it as entertaining as possible. We'll be going into maybe one other topic, but at least we're going to cover the race swapping of Snow White and what this, I guess, actress, for one of better way of calling her, since she's only really been in like not even three things. She's going to be filming this movie. She's in the process of filming Shazam 2, and she was in the remake of West Side Story, which, okay, whatever. So there's that. So, and Loki is now, I mean, we kind of figured it would be obvious, but Loki is bisexual, and the director of the show has basically come out and confirmed that, and not only confirmed that it's going to be the focus. Now, my confusion, essentially, is if he was going to be bisexual to begin with, then why did they have that promo where his under sex it said fluid? When you're bisexual, that's a sexual preference, meaning that you don't care if it's a guy or a girl. Literally, you don't care if it's a guy or a girl. You're going to be attracted to that person. But your sex is still either male or female or one of the umpteen million genders now out there. But for normal people, your sex is either male or female, which means that his sex is not fluid. His sex is male. He's just bisexual, which kind of makes sense since he's a shapeshifter. So, why they had to do that stupid promo and why the focus of the show is going to be the fact that he's bisexual is beyond me. And I apologize, my camera keeps focusing in and out every time I move, so if it does that, I apologize, but it is what it is at this point. So from the top, I'm going to say hello to the chat, and then we'll go right into these stories. So, Michelle, 30 minutes. You came in about a little over 30 minutes ago. Thank you so much. Kaylee, D, hey, good evening. Phil, TMNT, hello there, good evening. And a $5 super chat off the bat from Lethal Lightning for Australian $5. Won't be able to watch, but hail Mara, claimer of top tier hose. Thank you so much, Lethal. If you're still watching, I very much appreciate it. And hopefully you have a good day, whatever it is that you're planning on doing. And of course, Sunny and Brave Megatron, BOOBS. So there it is. Boobs. There it is. Trey Corney, what up? Suicide Squad looks meh. Give me air cut. Maybe if we have time, I'll play the trailer. I watched it twice. Once by myself through Twitter, and then the second time through Lethal's stream where he talked about the Suicide Squad trailer, the Shazam 2 costumes, the race swapping of Snow White, and what else? So the Beast Wars movies, which has me cautiously optimistic, but there were some things in that description where I was like, I'm getting vibes, and they're not the good vibes that I would want to be going with watching a Beast Wars movie, but it is what it is. And War Chat Reviews, the Troll Slayer has arrived. Good evening to you. Michael Cordova, hail, good evening to you. Epstein's Ghost, yo, jail, hail to you. Yeah, sorry. Thank you so much, Epstein's Ghost, for showing up. Dave Meyer, hey, Mara. And Trey Courtney says basically just fuck Loki. So there it is. Alex McCarthy, howdy, Mara. How's your day been? 2 days left of my IT training program. Well, bravo to you, Alex McCarthy. I'm coming into like the last official day of my summer class tomorrow, but I still have assignments that are like due the following Monday. But after that, no more class. I will, however, say that I believe starting next week, I have to confirm it with the school district I work for, that I will be working for some time for the school district just to earn a little bit of extra money between now and about mid-August, thereabouts or so. So whatever videos I record will have to be recorded the day before, since I will be working from about 6:30 a.m. till about 2:30 p.m. So I won't be able to come home and record a video, considering that I would have errands and stuff to do after that. So if the lighting seems off, that's the reason, folks. I'll be recording videos when possible the evening before. That's my plans as of now, for the time being, like I said, until the summer employment is done, and then I start back up with my would-be student teaching, but because something got fouled up again, I will be delaying student teaching until spring semester. So what looks to be the case for this coming semester, I'll be doing like independent study to make up for the field experience that got screwed over during the pandemic in 2020. So I might be doing that, doing like 6 credits worth of that, so I don't lose my stipend. So there's that. Michelle says, Loki is un-Loki. Well, there it is. I've not watched the show. So I cannot say anything to the effect of whether or not I like it or not. It is what it is. I know at least one person that likes it, or at least did like it until the 3rd episode, and he's kind of iffy, and that's Lyndon Hall. And he was basically one of the only ones I saw defending the show so far. But like I said, I haven't had a chance to sit down and watch it because of classes. And Dread Saber Phil says, Snow White swapped starring Chris Pratt, Prince Frosty. Yep. Pretty much. Is he semi-bisexual too? Well, we'll go into the article and you can figure that out. Andrew, the dialogue for that moment was very forced and didn't fit with the rest of the episode. I'm not sure if you're referring to the dialogue where it's confirmed he's bisexual. I can only assume because the images were shared on Twitter of that, then I'll believe you. It did look forced from what I read. But again, I didn't watch the episode. Nina Infinity, hello to you. Good evening, and I'm looking forward to playing some more Conan D&D this coming Sunday, hopefully, about 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Soul Assassin, hey Mara and chat, good evening to you, Soul Assassin. Parrothead, hail Mara, good evening. Terminus, hail everyone, nice to see you. Let's see, I only saw it through Lethal Stream. I fell asleep midway through the trailer. If you're talking about Suicide Squad trailer, I don't blame you. I agree with Lethal. I was getting like Guardians of the Galaxy vibes with the humor. And yes, I do realize that Suicide Squad is not exactly entirely serious, but at the same time, they're not exactly that humorous either. There is some dark humor to them. But the humor I was getting from that was like, you're taking inspiration, like it's James Gunn, so he's like it sounds like he's taking inspiration from when he did Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm like, it doesn't work. It does not work with Suicide Squad. How do you not get it wrong? I'm not saying he definitely got it wrong. I'm just saying, based off the trailer, it looks like WB is still getting it wrong. Which is why I want to see the air cut. Because according to the editor for the air cut, he said that it was less humor and darker tones, which was like what we got from the first teaser. So there is that. Legends of the Brave Bard. Hello, chatteronis and cheese. Thank you so much. Good evening to you. Hopefully, I'm not sure what the well done is for us, but thank you so much, Black Samurai. Yeah, 2020 wrecked everybody's schedules. It pretty much did. Let's see. Mr. Bentham, good evening. I haven't seen it either. This is not making me want to watch it. Hi, Mara, by the way. Thank you so much, Mr. Bentham. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Like, I really had no interest in it either. It would have been more like for shits and giggles to sit down and watch it. But I think what I might do, and I keep saying this also with the Superman and Lois show, is that I'll wait until it's over and then just basically binge it, because I don't really have much desire to watch really anything Marvel at this point, but no desire really to watch Loki. Let's see. Okay, the bye moments. Hey, Lost Jedi, good evening to you. Hopefully you're having a good day. Orange Review says, I also watched Loki, and yes, Lyndon and I are of the same mind. What did you think of episode 3, Orange Chat? I know that Lyndon wasn't exactly thrilled with episode 3, but let me know what you think. Jared, I've never seen the show, but from what I've heard about it, it doesn't make me interested in the show. Well, Yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying. Now, like I said, there are defenders of the show. I talked with Lyndon about it on his Friday stream last week, and he did make some good arguments from what I could tell, but at the same time, I have no argument to stand on because I don't know anything about any of the episodes. Yes, you realize you have a wrench. Yes. I gave you a wrench. Okay, so everybody, I'm most likely still going to watch it. So I'm not exactly saying outright that I'm not going to watch your live stream. But anybody who doesn't care about spoilers, yes, Nina does do a breakdown of Loki on her channel following our Conan play Sunday evening. So if you don't care about spoilers and you want to know about the show, check out her channel. She does a live stream every Sunday. But like I said, I'll probably be going into watching it at some point. Thank you so much for the compliment, Phil. I had a long day, so thank you so much for thinking I still look good. So, let's see. I'm making sure I say hello to everyone. Oh, thank you. Hi, makeup appreciation post. Thank you so much. It's one thing I'm good at with my makeup, at least, and that is the eye makeup. So, thank you. All right, I have said hello to the chat. He said it was like 10 seconds of the episode. The fact that they're promoting it is very weird. Yeah, like it's weird, but at the same time, it's not surprising from Disney Marvel, because the focus should be good storytelling. The focus should not be the character's sexuality. And even then, we kind of figured he would be, to a degree, bisexual because he can shapeshift. And in the comics, he shapeshifted and got pregnant, or was that Norse mythology? But anyway, Loki shapeshifted into a woman and became pregnant. So Loki kind of swings both sides, like for both teams. So for them to come out and say he's bisexual is kind of like that Ron Swanson gif from Parks and Rec. Like, what's your point? Like, literally, what's your point? We know that. We figured that. We don't care. Give us good episodes. Give us good stories. And I don't know what's going on with him. He is, unless he messages me and says that he's up and wants to come on. He told me that he was going to kind of try to go to bed early because his sister is coming to visit him tomorrow. Well, it is tomorrow for him, but his sister is coming to visit him. So there's that. So there it is. So I'm going to, how about I open up the Loki article first? We'll go into that. And then we'll go into the race swapping of Snow White. Because, yes, we have to be diverse. We have to be inclusive. Never mind that literally the description for Snow White in the fairy tale is skin as white as snow. Never mind that description. No. So there it is. Loki director Kate Herron confirms focus on series was to acknowledge Loki as bisexual. So again, I ask, no, this is stupid in and of itself. But again, I ask, why was there a promo with Loki's folder, Loki's file folder? You see his picture, you see his brief breakdown of his stats, and it's under sex, it says fluid. But now the director's coming out and saying he's bisexual. It doesn't make any sense, because now anybody in the chat who identifies as this, correct me if I'm wrong, but I was always under the assumption if someone said he or she is gender fluid, that is on them. That is them describing themselves, not their sex. It's just they're describing how they feel. Meaning that they basically kind of like what bisexual used to mean, and that is guy or girl, they don't care. That's what it always meant until the plus part of the LGBTQ. Don't you miss the days when it was just 4 fucking letters? LGBT, 4 letters. Now it's LGBTQ. Then it was that LGBTQ. Now it's LGBTQ plus. Because they can't fit every fucking letter that they're using right now. But anyway, that's what bisexual used to mean. That you didn't care, male or female. That's what you. That for you, it was all about the attraction. Not the fact that you were fluid. Now the director's coming out and saying that the focus of the series was acknowledged that Loki as bisexual. And again, I say, one, that shouldn't be the focus, and two, no shit. No fucking shit. So, how much is LGBT plus each month to stream? I have too many streaming services now that I didn't even bother to look into. So, there it is. There it is. I miss the days when it was just LGB because T is a gender identity, not a sexual preference. Yes, it pretty much is. Now they're adding every fucking letter of the alphabet. Those are basically his exact words. I've had a bit of both. So basically, his sex is he's male. His sexual preference is bisexuality. That's what that means. But you have the gender studies and third, fourth wave feminism and identity politics and political correctness and agendas, and this is the result. This is the result. Thank you so much for the $25 super chat, Jock Nerdy. You did not need to do that. Just want to say hi from work to everyone. Here's some love. Thank you so much, Jock Nerdy. Hope work is treating you well. Hope you're having at least some fun while there. But let's go into this article, and we'll break down this stupidity. Break down this stupidity. All right. Loki director Kate Herron recently revealed that her goal with the Loki series was to acknowledge that the character is bisexual. We already fucking knew that, or at least had an idea that he was going to swing that way because he can shapeshift. Herron's comments come following the release of the third episode titled Lamentus. Again, I've not watched it, so if you know anything, you can correct me on it, if I'm wrong on any aspect. I did not see the Netflix trailer for that yet. Not yet. I've not had a chance to really sit down and watch anything. So I do have to find time to watch the next episode of Fate Zero for the anime stream on Monday, and that's hopefully after class tomorrow. I'll be able to do it at some point after I run errands. But in that episode, Sophia DiMartino's Loki variant and Hiddleston's Loki have a conversation about their love life. The Lady Loki asks, "How about you? You're a prince." She adds, must have been would-be princess or perhaps another prince. Loki then replies, "A bit of both. I suspect the same of you." Must have been would-be princess or perhaps another prince. Okay. Literally just a throwaway line saying that a bit of both. I suspect the same of you. Meaning a throwaway line saying, "Oh yeah, I'm bisexual." So I would-be princess, prince. It doesn't matter. That's literally what it's saying there. It's a throwaway line. But that's now the focus of the show. I don't get it. Herron would not only address the conversation, but share screenshots of it to her Twitter, where she announced that acknowledging Loki as bisexual is a goal for her in the show. It should not be the fucking goal of the show. The goal of the show should be keeping people entertained with good storytelling, good episodes, humor, actually seeing Loki in action. Something that people missed. I don't get it with these fuckers. I don't get it. She wrote, "From the moment I joined Loki, it was very important to me and my goal to acknowledge Loki was bisexual. It isn't a part of who he is and who I am too. Who the fuck cares? I know this is a small step, but I'm happy and hard as fools to say this now. Canon in MCU." Well, hold on. I gotta do this. I gotta do the James Vanderbeek slow clap. I need to get the clip of Christian Bale saying, "Good for you." Who cares? That's why I'm confused, Kaylee, because in that promo it said his sex was gender fluid because he can shapeshift. But then no, the focus of the show is he's bisexual. So what the fuck is it? Really, what the fuck is it? And really, it shouldn't even matter because anyone who knows anything about Loki, even in Norse mythology, knows that he's the god of mischief. He's a shapeshifter. And he's gotten fucking pregnant. He shapeshifted into a woman to get pregnant. He has been with animals. Who cares? Yes, the agenda never takes a day off. No, it doesn't. Yes, I'm over virtue signaling myself, Trey Courtney. Orange Hat, these idiots need to sit down with people like us, the actual fans, and actually listen to us when we tell them entertainment over agenda. Yes, literally entertainment over agenda. So this is, I was tagged in this by Steve Kenobi on Twitter. I'm like, what who cares? Marvel Studios previously revealed the character's gender fluid in a promo for the show, as you can see below. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. I don't know if they have a picture. Well, no, it's zoomed in. But if you actually find that picture and you zoom it in, where it says sex, it says fluid. It says fluid, which means he is gender fluid. Not the fact that he identifies in his mind as male or female, not his sexual preference, as he in his mind. That's what gender fluid is. That's like what from those hellish TikTok videos I see on Twitter day in and day out with people with these 20-somethings. You know how they do the videos where like they're talking facing one direction and then they talk facing the other direction as if they're having a conversation with themselves, and they're in a way explaining certain premises to us plebeians. And the one video was like a girl explaining what gender fluid was, and like the impression I got was the person himself or herself, yes, two fucking genders, himself or herself, identifies as gender fluid, meaning that they wake up one morning and think they're a guy, and then the next morning they wake up and think they're a girl. That's it. But their sexual preference would still make them bisexual if they didn't care about actual biological sex in attraction. Why the fuck am I having to give a sex ed course right now? But there it is. Yes, hence he birthed the sleeper. Yes. He is omnisexual, meaning he is, yeah. So basically, he would be the literal definition of pansexual. He would literally be the definition of pansexual because he would have sex with anything. That is what pansexual means, not the whole fucking gender identity that's bullshit that's coming out. Hey, Madelon, good to see you. But now they come up with this. Yeah, my mode is activated. Hiddleston previously addressed Loki's sexuality and gender fluidity while speaking with MTV News. Well, MTV and news is an oxymoron at this point. I remember, don't you like reminiscing again how MTV used to be actual music television? How it actually used to be just music television? Yes, my head hurts too right now. MTV's Josh Horowitz asked, eagle-eyed viewers have noticed from some of the early glimpses of the show that in his case file it notes his sexuality as fluid, as Loki's sexuality as fluid. And this is something that has been in the comics for years. Not fluid, like the literal definition of pansexual. And that's not fluid, necessarily. It just means Loki is a fucking whore in the comics. Really is what it means. It's like he'll sleep with anything and everyone and anything. This is comics for years. I guess now officially it's canon in the MCU. Is that something that came up with Michael and Kate? Is something that was important to officially put on paper? It should not have been important to put on paper. It should not have been that important, but you wanted to make it the focus. Hiddleston responded, absolutely, yes. It's been in the story of the character for hundreds, if not thousands of years. And he saw about Norse mythology at this, I would gather, because Marvel hasn't been around that long. Loki is a trickster. Boundaries and identity have always been fluid, and I really enjoyed that. I remember even when I was first cast reading about that stuff, and I'm really pleased that we have a place to explore it. Again, it really shouldn't matter. The god of thottery. Pretty much. That's what Loki is. Pretty much god of thottery. So there it is. Again, like it really shouldn't matter. Take me back to the days of Headbanger Ball and Yo MTV Raps. Yep, I remember that. Loki the Thought God. Yep, everything but a good story is what they're putting out. Yep, pretty much. Loki is the Zeus of Norse mythology. Yep. Orange Hat, I remember when MTV had music. Now it's a bunch of knocked up teens crying for money. Pretty much. pretty fucking much. Now it's like reality TV on what's supposed to be a music television network. So there's that. There is that. But so basically it ends, what do you make of Heron wanting to acknowledge Loki as bisexual, but also claiming the reason she wanted to do it is because she's bisexual? Meaning, in a nutshell, she wanted to self-insert. Now, it's one thing to see yourself in a character. Like if she saw herself, I guess, in Loki, then more power to her. More power to her, because in some level, you're identifying with a character. And the fact that she's a woman and it's a male character shows that you can identify with any character because it goes deeper than sexuality. Now, yes, she is identifying with him based on the sexuality, on her sexuality, but she's inserting her sexuality onto him. That's what she's doing. She's not taking the actual Norse mythology. She's not taking the actual comics and adapting them. She's putting herself in Loki's place. That's what she's doing. That's what you're not supposed to do when you're a writer. Unless you are, in a way, doing something that's semi-autobiographical. That's the only way that you would actually put yourself into a story. But any other time, especially when you're writing fiction, no. You are not the character. The characters you create are the characters. How you mold them is what's important. How you develop relationships between the characters and among the characters, that's what's important. How you build the world, that's what's important. Not, I want to put myself into this story. People don't care about you doing that. People don't care. It's like that. That's like what DC Comics is doing now with the stupid young adult novels. And you have the one author doing Gotham High and kind of changing Bruce's literal ethnicity because she wanted to see herself in that story. Then you have this other author for I'm Not Starfire, again, putting herself into the fucking story. Stop doing that. No, Pop Culture says, no, Gundam is the show of God of Thoughts. Yes, God of Thoughts. So there is that. Basically, stop doing that. Shane Nolan, Gotham High was painful. I did a video on that covering it. I did not read it, but I went through this article and I felt like my brain was committing seppuku when I was going through that article and everything this woman was doing with Gotham High. Self-insert characters they don't sell merch because people don't want to read these books, read these comics, watch these movies as if they're watching you acting in it in some way. No. They want to be entertained. We want to see Batman fighting criminals in Gotham. We want to see him fighting the rogues gallery of villains. We watch a Marvel movie. We want to watch Loki being the actual god of mischief. That's what we care about. That's what we want to see. It's because they are not creators, they are manipulators, yes. And hello, TD, good evening to you. That's exactly what it is. Exactly what it is. But there's that. That's my thoughts on this situation. And maybe if either Stieg or Geekblend show up, because I did send a link to Geekblend to see if he wanted to show up. They can maybe let me know what their thoughts are. And I froze. I hate my internet right now. I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard, and I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi. But there's that. So, I'm going to stop sharing the screen. And I'm coming to Metallica in the background. Nice, Trey. Nice. Hopefully it's old school Metallica. But let's go back and let's talk about the race swapping of Snow White. While I wait for Bounty in the Comics to load again. Because there's like at least 3 articles about this woman unbounding in the comics. But first, so we know that basically we've seen Twitter. If you've been on Twitter, you've seen the fact that she was race swapped. I'm not going to bring up the article about that fact. I'm going to bring up another one, but in a nutshell, Snow White's literal description when she is described in the fairy tale is skin as white as snow. Now, do I expect Disney to go out and actually find someone with that pale of skin? No. I don't expect them to do that at all. Snow, not white. Yeah. I don't expect them to do them at all. But the point is that she is fair-skinned. Now, women in the chat, you know this. Whenever we look at foundations in the makeup aisle, there is a shade called ivory, because there are actually people who are that fair. Ivory and porcelain, there are actually people who are that fair. Now, do I expect Disney to go out and actually find someone that pale? No, but fair-skinned would work just as well, because she is not tan. She is not tan. That's the whole point. Yeah, she's a legit is, and we're going to go into that, pretty much. Oh, white. Disney didn't, but Kirsten Stewart did cast well for having pale skin. For having pale skin, yes. And another thing that was brought up in my mentions in response to one of my tweets is, how is Disney going to work around the fact that she is kissed without consent? They've pandered to a crowd that literally debates whether or not the prince was right to kiss her because it was without Snow White's consent. Even though, based on not prophecy, but what would save her was true love's kiss. That's what would wake her up. But he didn't get her consent. And people are actually debating that. People are actually debating that. I hate these pop-ups. Easy. She don't need no man. Yep. She don't need no man. Never mind. Doesn't want to close. All right. So basically, new race-swapped Snow White actress Rachel Ziegler is an anti-police activist. Says she is to blame for never-ending racism. So this is another take responsibility shithead right here. I take responsibility. She's a 20-something that does not know what the real world is. And I'm sitting here thinking, I wasn't even this fucking stupid when I was 20. How are they people this stupid nowadays? Yes, she will do that. She'll scream grape. So there it is. Okay, so here it is. The recently cast race-swapped Snow White is an anti-police activist who also claimed she's to blame for never-ending racism. Well, why don't you go down into one of those peaceful protests and see if you can do it there. Ziegler announced her anti-police activism back in August 2020 in response to a Vice News article about police charging Kyle Rittenhouse with murder. Okay. So she's perfect for Disney. She's literally fucking perfect for Disney. Ziegler responded on Twitter writing, a 17-year-old murderer, a 17-year-old racist, a 17-year-old white supremacist. Even though video came out showing that he was defending himself. That he was fucking defending himself. Hello, Timon. Nice to see you. Be crazy if they gave her skin whitening coffee. Yes, it exists, bleaches, and causes skin to exfoliate. Well, she did say that she's not going to bother bleaching her skin, so there's that. She did say in a tweet that she's not bothering to bleach her skin, but she deleted that tweet. So basically, there's a kid who was defending himself. Video has shown he was defending himself. He was within his rights because it was either he did it or he was going to get killed because there was a guy with a gun on him. But no, she's a dumbass. As Soul Assassin pointed out, she is a dumbass. So there's that. She then followed that up with a tweet calling for the abolishment of police. We'll abolish police when you don't have a security unit around her. Because guaranteed, while she's filming Snow White, even if it's not a personal security team, guaranteed she's going to have one around her. So if she wants to abolish police, then she gives up that right. She gives up that protection. That's what I like. You want that to happen, then you protect yourself. You protect yourself. That's what I would say to her. Because this is a woman, a kid, because she's not yet legally an adult, who is speaking from her ivory tower this stupidity. There it is. Yes, so an anti-police jabroni. Yes, she is. Dig up Michael Jackson so you can play the part. He looks more annoying than this one. Paler. He's the right skin tone. Ezekiel wrote, kind reminder that this is the kind of person who aspired to be a cop. So abolish the police because, oh my God. Don't you love when they say, I can picture her like a Valley Girl voice coming from her. Like, oh my God. Like, oh my God. I see her doing that. I can fucking see her doing that. People like her don't believe in the Second Amendment. They probably don't believe in the Constitution in general. Yes. And hail Dimajanai, good to see you. No, they don't. Because if these people believed anything, or at least understood the Constitution, these mostly peaceful protests would have been nicked as soon as they started, because the First Amendment gives people the right to peacefully protest. But people conveniently ignore that, or at least leftists conveniently ignore that, because they like to quote the First Amendment as freedom of speech, but then they miss the parts where it does kind of give you an idea of what you can and cannot do. Mr. Benton for a $20 super chat. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that social media wasn't really a big thing when I was growing up. Me and my friends said really dumb things that would probably get us canceled. Yes. We all pretty much, like for most of us in the chat, we all pretty much grew up in a time where we are thanking God that social media did not exist, because we did some dumb shit. We did some dumb shit. And we're thankful that it's not blasted all over the internet. But kids now are stupid enough to think that this is not going to come back to haunt them. They're stupid enough to think that if they delete a tweet, it's gone forever. And guess what? It's not. The internet is forever, folks. The internet is forever. And her writing this stuff is out there forever. So now, Disney is setting themselves up to fail before this movie is even released, because they are not stepping in and telling her to shut the fuck up. You can have your opinion, but please don't ruin our movie before it's even released. Yes, they also miss the freedom of... Yes, they also miss it, because they love just quoting the freedom of speech part. They miss the peacefully protest part and the freedom of religion part. They miss those, or they ignore them entirely. Oh, my siblings and I, we did some dumb shit. Yes, it's like, for the most part, it's normal shit, but we did some pretty dumb shit too. And thankfully, not showing up on social media. Well, there's that. But I'm saying, these people who say stupid shit like this and then delete them thinking that it's never going to come back to haunt them. A spelling mistake is one thing, but it's going to come back. And we see, it's out there. It's archived. Mr. J, actually, no one would have really gave a damn back then. A little slap on the wrist. Social media back then would probably have been seriously legit. Maybe, because we grew up in the 80s, 90s, and so forth, when actually people had a backbone and weren't little shits, weren't little stuck-up brats who think that the world owes them something just for showing up. This is the participation award generation right here. I showed up, therefore I deserve an award. No, it doesn't work like that, sweetheart. It does not work like that, sweetheart. No. You have to demonstrate to us that we should spend our hard-earned money on whatever product you're putting out. You're acting in a product, and Disney has to show us that it's worth it to spend that money. And I'm not seeing that now. Now, granted, I wasn't going to see this movie, period, because Disney is so creatively bankrupt right now that they are going into their vaults and making live-action movies of classic cartoons because they have no creativity anymore. And now this. Thank you so much, Rachel Ziegler, because you are now single-handedly torpedoing this movie. Not only did Ziegler describe Rittenhouse as a racist and a white supremacist, but she also referred to President Donald Trump as a white supremacist and a racist. So she's I'm betting she's a Biden voter. I'm betting. Back in May 2020, Ziegler encouraged her followers to vote out Donald Trump, sharing images of Twitter, removing tweets from President Donald Trump. Basically, Twitter acting like Big Brother in 1984. There you go. There you go. Disney will never get money from me. At least Warner has HBO Max. Yes. At least they do. Fellow TMNT, I showed up in the world and I still get treated like shit at times. That sucks, but I don't act like SJWX when I don't get my way. Yeah. We all, like, is it fun getting treated like shit? No. It's not it's not fun at all. But we take our licks and we move on because at the end of the day, in the scheme of things, it doesn't fucking matter. It really doesn't fucking matter. In the grand scheme of things. Twitter, in the grand scheme of things, doesn't fucking matter what some little shithead says to you on Twitter. They like to think that they are, like, whatever, like, clever thing they have to say is going to gnaw at us for the rest of our lives. But we're sitting here going, they probably sniffed glue up until their 20s. That's what we're thinking. I bet she wears 3 masks too, Andrew. I bet she does. She's one of those people. Galford's dog. Hey, Mara, you have to realize to us, Rittenhouse is a kid. To her, he's a peer. Yes. Even still, Rittenhouse has, let's put it this way. He is, for his age, a lot more sane than she is. Which goes to show that age is not a major factor when it comes to maturity. It's not a major factor when it comes to how you present yourself to the world. Because Kyle Rittenhouse presented himself to the world as having good ideals. He found himself in a shitty situation and he defended himself, but he was brought up with an actual moral compass and aspires to use that moral compass to defend others. She's shouting from her ivory tower and thinking that people care about what she says. $20 super chat from Cowman Plays. Thank you so much. Oh man, I was a little turd growing up, but my dad would straighten me out real quick. I would get away with stuff when mom was around, but dad, nah. I was going to get a punishment from him. Anyway, Hail Mara. Thank you so much, Cowman Plays. Yeah, pretty much. Thank you so much for pimping my Twitch. Thank you so much for the Team and T. Yeah. So even if we did dumb shit, our parents put the kibosh on it right away. It never flew. It never flew. Not like parents today who are like, little Susie's just expressing herself, or little Johnny's just finding himself. Didn't work like that when we were growing up. We were basically, our parents just about, not entirely, but just about would set a course for us and say, you're staying on this course, and I will beat you, and I will basically beat you merciless if you stray from it. And that's generally the moral compass course. That's what they like. That's what they would like essentially tell us, our parents growing up. It's like they would tell us stories about the stupid shit they would do as a kid, but then follow it up with, if I ever catch you doing that, I will beat you. We learned real quick. We still did that stupid shit, but we learned real quick. And now we're in an age, for the most part, where we would tell our kids, oh, I did blah, 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 growing up, but if I ever catch you doing that again, I will basically take the belt to you. Serious sight was dad waiting at the bus stop when I got in trouble at school. Yeah. Pretty much. We actually had, it sucked when it happened, but look how we turned out. Some of these kids really needed the belt, and they didn't get it. And look what we're getting now. Look what we're getting now. Shane says, if I wasn't polite, my mother would end me. Yes. You ever love the looks that mothers would give you in public when you were being a little shit? They would give you a look like, I'm only being this nice to you because we're in public. Wait till we're in private. Those looks, worst possible feeling you could have seeing that look on your mother's face. Yeah, worst words to hear is like, I'm going to tell your daddy. Pretty much. So moving on. She wrote, ingrain these images into your mind and vote. So I'm guessing she voted for Biden. When one Twitter user responded, you're right, if you're American, vote for Trump to promote free speech, Ziegler responded writing, sit the hell down, racist. Called him racist. Look at those flags. She called him racist. There's a Japanese flag right there. What the fuck? The hell? Yes, Dr. Kaufman knows the hell? Yeah, sit the hell down, racist. Oh, I bet you told him. When the user defended himself, Ziegler called President Donald Trump white supremacist and racist. The user responded to Ziegler, oh yes, I hate black people very much because I wouldn't vote for the guy that said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black and support free speech. Shut the fuck up. I've always advocated for equality and always will, and if you think I hate black people, you're just wrong. This is the guy's mistake. Now, I'm not saying he shouldn't defend himself, but at the same time, when you're talking to someone like this, whose first response to you is shut the hell up, racist, or sit the hell down, racist, that's not someone you can have a conversation with. That's not someone who you can actually have a civilized debate with. Hey, Varges, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly. Arsenyan, what's up, everyone? Good to see you. Yeah. That's Revy Two Hands in the corner. You talking about the Chibi? Chibi, yes. That is the Revy Two Hands. So again, I'm saying he could defend himself. Yes, he has every right to defend himself, but the red flag right there that you cannot have a conversation with a person is when they right off the bat call you a racist. Right off the bat. Ziegler responded, recognize that the person in office right now is a white supremacist and racist, and supporting him makes you the same. So sit, and I cannot stress the hell down, racist. She repeats it to a man, like I said, who is more like, if the flags are any indication with his name, he's multiracial, to include Japanese, or at least whatever, possibly. I don't know the guy. I'm just going off because some people put flags next to their names to show this, like, this is my ethnicity. Hey, Jedi Knight Lego, good to see you. Oh, you just started watching Black Lagoon. Might buy the manga. I need to buy the manga. Yes, I do. But I loved Black Lagoon. Loved Black Lagoon. Trace, like, I didn't vote for Biden, so I'm not black. Yep. Okay, interestingly enough, Ziegler appears to have also admitted that she is a racist. Back in May 2020, she tweeted, if you think using my platform as a decent human being should be barking, Okay, if you think using my platform as any decent human being should is barking orders, ha ha ha. Okay, I have donated, shared, and will continue to educate myself on the never-ending racism that I and many other white passing people am to blame for. Do the same, be well. White passing. A new expression I fucking hate right now. Because, now again, I can only speak personally. I myself am biracial. I am half Middle Eastern and half European. I do have some Native American blood in me, but I'm for the most part half European, half Middle Eastern. But because I have the fair skin tone of my European side, I am white passing, or I'm just white, even though I'm biracial. Even though I'm that. What the fuck is it? Means if you are not entirely white yourself, but you're so light skinned that you could pass as white. That's what that means. That's that phrase I started to see from Afro-Latinas complaining about In the Heights for not having enough Latino people because there were too many white passing Latinos and Latinas. This is lunacy on steroids. Yes, it is. Soul Assassin says, I'm Latino and hate that white passing bullshit. Yes. That's what that means. White passing. That's what that means. It's essentially, in a nutshell, that you are pale enough to pass as a white person, even though you yourself are not entirely or not white at all. Truman says he's Latino and pretty light skinned. Yeah, you would be considered white passing to these people because you're not dark skinned enough. Okay, Disney Short picked a winner for the new Snow White. That's one article. That's one series of tweets from this new Disney princess. That's one. Those are one set of series of tweets from this new Disney princess. She did more. So let me bring up the other article. There's more, folks. There's more from this winner. Disney sure can pick them, can't they? Disney sure can pick them. Here it is, folks. So if she passes as white, how is it her fault exactly? Because she's taking responsibility, Shane. That's what it is. She's taking responsibility. When will the Oppression Olympics end? I don't know. I really don't know. At some point, the pendulum is going to swing back. When it exactly does, I don't know. So here it is. New Snow White actress called Hawkeye actor Jeremy Renner racist, sexist, transphobic garbage monster. Another quote-unquote employee of Disney through Marvel. She called him that. Here's some more tweets, folks. Hey, Jeremy Swiggs. Good evening to you. Cavatenio Calverman Che. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing the first one correctly. Complexionism is idiotic and unfortunately still translates in society today. Yes. It still translates. And she went after J.K. Rowling and Gina Carano as well. I don't know if the tweets are in this article, but she did go after those two women. And again, you will see that more often than not, it's other women going after women. It's not toxic masculinity. It's other women targeting women. That's what we see, but it's masculinity that's toxic. Mr. Bentham says, for $10, thank you so much. I'm lighter skinned than my sister, and she uses that term with me. I told her we grew up together. Whatever happened to you happened to me. You're not oppressed. It's a stunt. Oh my God, you have one of those sisters. But I'm in a way similar to you, Mr. Bentham, because I have a sister, and she has a slightly darker skin tone than I do, even though we're from the same set of parents. I had the more European shade of skin tone, and she has a more Middle Eastern shade. But we're related. However, she hasn't pulled that shit on me. And if she does, I will let her know my feelings about that. But thankfully, she hasn't done that. She, however, ironically, wishes she were lighter skinned. I tell her she's nuts, but sometimes she says that she wishes she had more of like the European skin tone like me. But there's that. I tell her I wish I was tanner like you sometimes. But I tan easily, but winter comes and I go back to being not pale, but fair. Woke cultist indeed, Andrew. Yep. But my feminism. Yes, straight Courtney. Yep. There's that. All right, so let's go in here. The newly announced Snow White actress, again, will also star in the upcoming West Side Story remake, which I did not bother watching. And dear Christ, I do want to see Shazam 2, and she's going to be in it. Previously went after fellow Disney actor Jeremy Renner. She threw almost every name in the book at Renner back in October 2019. The accusations from Ziegler came after Renner was accused by his ex-wife, whatever her last name is, of abusing drugs and alcohol, threatening to kill her, and also attempting suicide in court, documents obtained by TMZ amidst a custody battle over their 6-year-old daughter. Now, again, I was kind of following the story, but this was a he said, she said situation. But of course, Believe all women. Believe all women. Yep, tell her she can't get sunburned. Yep, pretty much. She's going to regret all these tweets when she's stripping under the name Snow White after the movie fails. Yep, probably. I mean, they're already coming back to haunt her right now, and they're already pretty much torpedoing the new Snow White film. Well, just about. Not entirely, but just about. At the time, Renner rebuked his ex-wife's claims, providing legal documents showing he was drug and alcohol tested for 3 months, all of which came back negative. So basically, he had proof that she was lying. Documents also claimed that he was requesting Sunny's time with their daughter be reduced so she could overcome her overwhelming obsession with demonizing Renner. Look, I'm not saying that Renner necessarily is an upstanding guy. I don't know him personally. But everything I've seen from him at least shows to me that he is not what his ex-wife is claiming. He actually dotes on his daughter, loves his daughter, takes care of her. He's at least in a way trying to be a good example to her. But no, we have to believe all women. Don't worry about that, John. Thank you so much for showing up and you're cooking dinner. So hopefully it turns out well and you enjoy it. Oh my God, this Jeremy Renner's face hurt. He's killing me. Yeah. Hey, Alex from Oxenfree. Hail and love to all. I'm assuming you mean hail, but thank you so much, Alex. Much appreciated. A representative from Renner also stated the well-being of his daughter has always been and continues to be the primary focus for Jeremy, which is what I said. It's always the impression I've been getting, everything I'm seeing of him with his daughter. This is a matter for the court to decide. It's important to note that the dramatizations made in Sunny's declaration are a one-sided account made with specific goal in mind. Pretty much the goal to paint him as a deadbeat dad. Because the courts, family courts, while not all the time, but most of the time, are stacked against the fathers. They are stacked in a way to automatically give the mother in the relationship the benefit of the doubt. Never mind the mother herself, because she's batshit crazy. No, it's what's good for the child, and the mentality is what's good for the child means being with his or her mother. Give you an example of why that's not always the case. When I was younger, my dad, he's still friends with this guy, and they don't exactly talk that much anymore from what I could tell, but he's still friends with him. And anyway, my dad's friend was married to literal batshit crazy woman. I'm setting a good example for their evil now. Yep. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Ms. Martin Muses. Good to see you. Hope you're enjoying your vacation. So my dad's friend was married to, when you talk batshit crazy woman, she was batshit crazy. Everyone was telling this guy she's batshit crazy, but he married her anyway and had 2 kids with her. A girl and a boy. Had 2 kids with her. He finally got fed up and they got divorced. Finally got divorced. And I was like, thank God. And he started dating and eventually married a woman my mom worked with. A much nicer, much saner woman. He got married and a lot happier. A lot fucking happier. What did his ex-wife do? She turned his kids against him. She turned his kids against him. She manipulated them to hating their father. I think he started getting a good relationship, I think, back with his son. But for the most part, the relationship, from what I remember, is irreparable with his daughter. That's what this woman did. That's what this woman was, from what I'm gathering from this article, from Jeremy Renner's case, that's what she was trying to do. Vilify him and turn their daughter against him. Hail to Jade, my favorite hot tub streamer. Thank you so much. Yep, sad. Yep, that's what this woman did. That's what this woman did. Yes, never marry crazy. Yes. There it is. That's what this woman did, and that's what this woman is doing. But it's believe all women. We are now living in a society where it's just believe all women. And that's what she did. It is fucked up, and that's what she did. Like I said, I think he got I think he got his relationship back with his son, but I think his daughter was too far gone. At the time of these accusations against Renner, Ziegler tweeted out that she wanted to be Hawkeye. She wrote, "Can I be the new Hawkeye?" She followed that up writing, "Actually, I think the new Hawkeye should be a trans woman of color to stick it to that racist, sexist, transphobic garbage monster." All right. She then added, "And deaf. Proper representation for the incredible deaf, hard of hearing community, a deaf trans woman of color, yes." Thank you so much, Rachel Ziegler, for being an ally of a community that you probably couldn't give two shits about so long as they goose-stepped to your opinion. I don't know. It's a society of some type. We're living in it. I don't know how best to describe it other than fucked up. Pastor G for $5, thank you so much. This week isn't short of cringe. Been arguing science to COVID cult Karens on Facebook who are upset that my state lifted all restrictions this week. Don't you love those people? I'm like, I would like go back to them and like, who cares? You don't live in the state. Why do you care? Like, and these like, not everyone, but most of the time they're out of the states thinking, like, your governor shouldn't do that. Your governor should have all these restrictions in place. Like, you're not living here, so who the fuck cares? Why do you care? I'm living here. Let me decide if I agree with my governor or not. And that's what I would say to those Karens. Apparently, after a divorce, you become racist. Yeah, apparently it's a shame. Apparently, you do. I agree, Warren Chat. The Decepticon primacy would solve all these problems on Earth right now. Yes, it would. The Me Too movement portrayed all men are evil. Forget about the other side of the story. Yes. It was partly due to the Me Too movement. Basically, in the third and fourth wave feminists. Now, I'm not saying the Me Too movement was exactly angelic by any stretch when it originated, but at the same time, third, fourth wave feminists hijacked it into and morphed it into the beast we see now. That's what we're saying now. One user would challenge Ziegler writing, "You need to learn the facts before you start running your damn mouth. Turns out most of the story is BS." And it's ironically from someone with Disney in their name, Disney Vasquez. Ziegler responded by doubling down on her accusations against Renner. She wrote, "Not even remotely going to address the story that came out today, but," she put "but" in all caps, "he has made racist, sexist, transphobic comments and totally disrespected the deaf community." All right, so basically, she's not even going. So basically, in a nutshell, she's saying, I'm not going to acknowledge the facts that came out today. I'm going to double down on my claim that he made these comments. I don't fucking know, Trey. I don't know what racist comments she made. Or he made. Because everything I saw of him was normal. She runs her mouth more than a marathon runner. Yes, she does. She does. And this is going to come back in a way to not only haunt her, but screw Disney. Because these tweets are now archived. They're forever. And people are going to remember that when this movie comes out. Yeah, how many movies did he do with Samuel L. Jackson? Yes, so racist. You know better to ask these people for receipts. You know better to ask them for that. We're supposed to take them at their word. That's what they're supposed to do. Yeah, but exactly, where are the receipts? She's claiming this. They never show the proof. Never show the proof. Better catch my mouth, cause she running. Bye. Yeah, she does run her mouth. Renner is still Hawkeye in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He will reprise his role in the upcoming Hawkeye series on Disney Plus, which shows Kate Bishop, his daughter. So there's that. She never gets to filming, in my opinion. They replace her quietly in a month or two. At this rate, yeah, probably. At this rate, probably. But there's that. And I'm going to find Data Racer's tweet so we can see how she went after J.K. Rowling and Gina Carano. Yeah, she probably does hate Mel Gibson. Does hate Mel Gibson. Is catching it with a 1-2 combo acceptable? Because I'll catch it for sure. So here's that. So let me go find her tweets. At least I'm gonna go find Data Racer's tweet. So let me go through. Just find that. I can't type. Find his tweet from yesterday. So here it is. Let me stop sharing Bounding into Comics. I had to close the tab, sorry. All right. Once that comes up. Ryan Garber, what's up, you sexy nerds? Thank you so much for stopping by, Ryan. Hope your afternoon is going well, or evening or morning, depending on where you are. So hope everything's going well for you. She probably thinks birds are racist for making white poop. Yeah. And can't have anything from Data Racer. No, he combed her tweets. The thing that bugs me is she acts like she's being cute and quirky while mudslinging on Twitter. Yeah, that's what they do. They act cute about it, but they're really being just little shits. Ironically. So here are the pictures. First up, okay, here's the announcement. Here's the tweet she deleted on the right. Yes, I'm Snow White. No, I'm not bleaching my skin for the role. So she deleted that tweet. Why? We're asking, and she has not exactly acknowledged that yet. And here's her tweets about Hawkeye that we went over in the article. Here's where she went after J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling tweeted this out. People who menstruate. I'm sure there used to be a word for these people. Someone help me out. Woman. Basically saying that biological women do this. Biological women. Trans women don't, because they don't have the tools to do so, for one of a better way of putting it. They don't have the tools. I have not talked about that yet. I didn't even realize the trailer dropped. But I've been talking about the race-swapped Snow White and the Loki series. Wombo is what they're called. If I don't get to the Q4 stuff, then I'll try to cover it either in a video before Saturday or cover it on my Saturday stream. 10 p.m. Eastern, Talk Nerdy to Us. So basically, J.K. Rowling tweeted that out. Yeah, they don't get the right plumbing. No, they don't have the right plumbing. So, and Rachel responded, "That's transphobic." And then she says, I'm going to say what I said in the first place because it appears you didn't comprehend. That's transphobic in all caps. Who keeps letting J.K. Rowling have her phone? Your daily reminder to block and report transphobia, or whenever you see it, hear it, protect trans people and uplift trans voices. Sorry that I'm like losing my breath here. If a trans person, guaranteed, I want to say she lives in California now, but isn't Caitlyn Jenner toying with running for governor of California or something like that? A trans woman? If Rachel Ziegler doesn't vote for Caitlyn Jenner, is she transphobic? Is she transphobic? They don't think before they tweet this shit. They don't. She's talking about protecting trans people. But if she doesn't vote for Caitlyn Jenner, she's transphobic. If I've learned anything in 2020, apparently you haven't. It's that TERFs are too confident in on this bird app. Another term that I hate. Another term I hate, turf. Alright, she's elbowing a transphobe, stepping on a homophobe with the joys of walking through New York State. So she lives in New York City, or at least she was in New York when she tweeted that out. So there it is. Yeah, probably would be. Yeah, and it's Caitlyn transfer because she's a Republican. Yeah. So these people who are like Rachel Ziegler, who are all about trans rights and fighting racism and sexism and misogyny and transphobia and homophobia and down with Donald Trump and all that stupid shit. I don't care if you like Donald Trump or hate him, but all this stupid shit, and they don't vote for Caitlyn Jenner, they are transphobic. They are sexist. There's that. She advocates for violence then. Yep, she does. And she went after Gina Carano, as pointed out by Kaylee. And these are some of the tweets going after, this is the tweets that are going after, the Kyle Rittenhouse, this situation. And I know she went after Gina Carano, so let me see if I can find. Here they are. Here they are. Don't make fun of pronouns. Yeah, God forbid Gina Carano put beep bop boop in her bio. God forbid she put beep bop boop or whatever the fuck she put in her bio. Yeah, I can't keep up with all these slurs. Yep. She probably does think you're an Uncle Tom, Trey, but just because you have the audacity to think for yourself. So this is a response to one of her tweets. Gina Carano, this one's for you, bitch. Gina Carano, maybe your goofy ass can take notes from an actress who can actually act. She's been in one fucking thing so far. One fucking thing that hasn't even been released. One thing that has not even been released yet. One thing she's filming, and one thing she's going to be filming if Disney keeps her. Gina Carano, I'm not saying that she is the best actress out there. She is by far not the best actress out there, in my humble opinion. But she at least has a record under her belt. She has a record under her belt. Not this chick. They are not a joke. Pronouns are validating. Pronouns are cool. What the fuck are you even trying to say? Put your pronouns in your bio. I wear my pronouns on a button sometimes. It's a good thing. I feel like my brain hates me right now. My brain hates me right now. Oh, look at this gem here. This is for you, Stinky. Like, what are you, fucking 7? Gina Carano, why don't you listen to her and stop making fun of pronouns? Yeah. Asking Gina Carano, who could literally break this girl in half, a 20-something now, to listen to this 20-something who is attacking her. Yes, let's listen to this 20-something who does not know what real life is. Yeah. The writing is juvenile. Yeah. Most action stars are actors second anyway. Well, yeah. I was saying, like, they're acting as if, like, this woman has some sort of track record under her belt, demonstrating that she's, like, has better acting skills than Gina Carano. Now, for all I know, this girl could. For all I know, this girl could, because she's apparently a very good singer, and she was cast as Maria in West Side Story. I haven't seen the movie yet, but there it is. She at least won the casting director over for that. I don't know. My pronouns are get fucked. Your brain is trying to protect you. Yep, it is. Beep Bob Boop, R2D2. Anyone that claims they are a Star Wars fan and couldn't think of that aren't real Star Wars fans. Yeah. She's doing that in jest, in humor, innocent humor, but God forbid she do that. God fucking forbid. Gina Carano, this one's for you, bitch. Another one. This one's for you, Trumpy. Gina Carano never came forward and said who she was voting for. For all we know, she could have been voting Democrat. Maybe didn't even vote this election. All she does is speak with common sense. That's all she fucking does. I don't I to an extent respect Gina Carano for doing this. I don't go out of my way to use the hashtag I stand with Gina Carano. We love Gina Carano. If you do that, more power to you. That's your prerogative. I don't do it personally. I don't do it personally because I don't exactly care enough in Star Wars or Disney for that matter to do that. I will support her, but I don't go that far. However, I respect the fact that she just speaks with common sense. Does the girl use auto-tune if you're basing her voice from that? Emma Watson is really great, and I'm a fan of her acting, and I'm saying that. I don't know. I've never seen this girl sing. Apparently, she's a good singer. That's all I know. And she got cast as Maria in West Side Story. The last one is in here. Gina Carano, watch and learn. Oh, yeah, that's really telling Gina Carano. It's a fun time to remind you all to love Pedro Pascal. She's one of those people. She's one of those people. I feel the same way because I do not watch The Mandalorian. Yeah, I've never seen an episode of The Mandalorian. Common sense? We can't have that in this society. Yeah. Can't have it. Can't have common sense anymore. Can't have common sense anymore. But there's that. So, hold on. Yeah. Check something. All right. Sorry, I did check something. My Wi-Fi, I don't know if it's StreamYard or what, but I keep getting a Wi-Fi signal in the corner. Like, I don't know what's going on with Verizon or StreamYard. But anyway, there's that. That's this gem. That's this gem right here. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. I don't think I'm going to cover the Q4 stuff because I want to just show the Suicide Squad trailer to gauge anyone's reactions in the chat who have not seen the trailer. And then I'm going to start wrapping it up before the Geeks and Gamers Warzone stream that happens in about 37 minutes. So there's that. $5 super chat from McTwiz. Thank you so much. Wow, it looks like Tokenized Snow White is a Twitter Karen. That's actually impressive. Laughed my ass off. By the way, love your channel, Jade. Thank you so much, McTwiz. Hope you're entertained with this stream. And I'm just basically, as I say on Twitter and YouTube, I'm just a woman with an opinion and a big mouth. Pretty much. That's really what I am. And I give my opinion. And one thing that sets me apart from people like Rachel Ziegler is that I actually base my opinion off of common sense and facts. I do that. It's a rarity nowadays, but I do that. And I'm going to try to find the Suicide Squad trailer on Twitter, because I'm not going to go through YouTube, because I might get struck, even though it's through YouTube. So there's that. And I was not exactly impressed with this trailer. Now, I don't know about anybody in the chat. I'm not saying, definitely that I'm not going to... I'm not saying definitely either way, whether I'm going to see it or not right now. Like I said, not really impressed. Not really impressed. Here, I'll pick this tweet. Hold on one second. All right. Let me share my screen. Oh, thank you so much for the $20, Calman. Make film great again. Yes. Make film great again. Common what now? Yeah. It reminds me of that cartoon of the gravestone. It says, "Here lies common sense." Yeah, common sense and facts. What are those? Yeah. It's a rarity. It's a rarity. Yes. That's the impression I'm getting, Alex. That's really the impression I'm getting. But let's watch this trailer real fast before I start wrapping it up. Share screen. Chrome tab. Share audio. All right. Here it is. I'm going to mute myself, and I'll play the trailer.
Robert Dubois. He's in prison for putting Superman in the ICU with a kryptonite bullet.
I'm not joining your suicide squad.
We'll see.
My court date is coming up. And Miss Waller said maybe you could help me out.
You're flexing in my door!
Everyone stand down.
Miss Waller, I don't...
Stand down!
I wouldn't take such extreme measures if this mission went more important than you could possibly imagine. Are you in or out? Good. Let's meet your team.
It's okay, I'm not okay.
Each member is chosen for his or her own completely unique set of abilities.
I need to feel the raindrops on my head, on my head.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. Had to go number 2.
Good to know.
Is this thing a dog?
A dog? What kind of dog do you think it is, mate?
I'm gonna go with Afghan hound.
Oh my god, is it a werewolf?
Yo, they tell me this to a werewolf? Yo, let me out!
Hey, he's not a werewolf, okay? He's a weasel. He's harmless. I mean, he's not harmless. He's killed 27 children, but, you know.
Your mission is to destroy every trace of something known only as Project Starfish. Any questions?
Starfish is a slang term for a butthole. Think there's any connection?
No.
No. All right. Let's get it. This is suicide.
Well, that's kind of our thing.
I'm a superhero!
That's my dad.
I want to get you out of real life.
I'm going to get you out of here alone.
Ratatouille, what do you got?
Bird.
Now it. Stay off the comm.
All right. Also, how can people say Gene is transphobic for... Yeah, pretty much. Hate when IGN is the top listing for trailers. Would rather give the studio company the view. That's why I picked another tweet. Not an original frame at all. Alex says, I like the first trailer. This one doesn't do it for me. It doesn't really do it for me either. Whereas Stunning Brave Megatron said that Starro should have been the villain in the first Justice League movie. Polka Dot Man better make more dot puns than Arnold did in Mr. Freeze. Yep. Andrew's like, eh. Spike and Mass is just what? Walmart Great Value Guardians of the Galaxy vibe. Yes. Yeah, I kind of was a little bit. Timon says, nah. I've never really heard that either, but apparently I guess it's a thing. The only really good thing, yeah, here it is. Starro should have been the villain for the first Justice League movie. One good thing I can say about this trailer is that Viola Davis is a good Amanda Waller. She is a very good Amanda Waller. Now when I picture Amanda Waller live action, I picture her because she actually resonates that character. Like Amanda Waller is pretty much a bitch, but she gets things done. And that's how Viola Davis comes across. She's not an angel, and she doesn't pretend to be. But the humor, it just comes off like James Gunn was trying to recapture what he accidentally succeeded with in Guardians of the Galaxy. And I'm not feeling it. Like I said earlier in the live stream, it's like I'm not saying that Suicide Squad is without humor. It's never without humor, but it's always dark humor. dark humor because the Suicide Squad is the group that you send in when you want plausible deniability, when you want to be able to throw them under the bus if they fail. This is the group that's not the Justice League. This is the group that's like the Dirty Dozen, where you don't expect them to all to come back. But this felt like Marvel humor in the DC again. And I'm like, DC, you're not Marvel. You're not Marvel. I'm not trying to knock Marvel. I'm not trying to knock anyone's enjoyment of Marvel, but DC is not Marvel. Marvel is not DC. They are two entities, separate from each other in tone. And generally, whatever tone you prefer is which one you gravitate towards. And I'm getting the vibe that DC is trying to emulate Marvel again, and it doesn't work. It does not fucking work with their characters, with what they have in their arsenal of characters. And yes, DC's all over the place because Warner Brothers is again proving that these companies have no idea at all the intellectual properties they have. They either have no idea or they don't care because they just want to make a buck. That's what this is coming across as. And I want to give this movie a chance. I want to give this movie a chance because I was not exactly enamored with the first Suicide Squad movie. I do want to see Air's cut because I'm hearing that it had less humor and darker tones in it, and I generally like the darker tones of DC. It's my preference. If you don't like it, that's more power to you. This is my opinion. I'm not feeling this one. And it says it's on HBO Max, and like part of me wants to see it in theaters. Like I said, for any reason at all, it would be just to support my local theater. But at the same time, I'm not pulled enough to want to drive to my local theater, buy a ticket, go to the concession stand, buy snacks, sit in a seat, and then have to drive home when I could watch it on HBO Max on that date. I don't know. I'm just not feeling this. I'm just not feeling this really at all. And I doubt this is very close to release date, so I doubt very seriously that we'll get anything. If we get anything at all, it's probably going to be a clip or something, or another teaser they'll drop before the movie's released, because this is way too close to when it's coming out. Most of the costumes don't do much for me. I wouldn't buy any merch based on this trailer. Yeah, that's the thing. No, like nothing. There are only like maybe a couple characters that I'm at of the ones that we have not seen, and we've seen Waller, we've seen Rick Flag. I think what's his name, Joel Kinnaman does a good job playing Rick Flag. I think for the most part, Margot Robbie, when she's given actually stuff to work with, is a good Harley Quinn. And yes, he is a stereotype, but I do want to see Jai Courtney back as Captain Boomerang. But the only other ones in the new group that I'm even remotely interested in is King Shark, because I just want to see him eat people. And Idris Elba's character. Other than that, I Polka Dot Man is like more of like a just basically for shits and giggles because it's Polka Dot Man. But all the other characters, I'm not feeling any of them. I'm really not feeling any of them, and that's probably because they have not had time to shine in any of the trailers. Most of the focus has been on characters we already know, and I'm like, yes, I know you want to draw us in with characters that we've already seen before because we have an idea of how those characters are. But if you want me to actually connect with the other ones, you're supposed to give me something in these trailers. And the only other one they focused on is Idris Elba's character, particularly in this one. But all the other ones? Like, give me something to tell me that I want to go see this movie for them. Even despite this being a Dirty Dozen movie where not all of them are going to survive, I know that, but give me something that's going to want me to see these characters in action, and I'm not getting that. I'm not getting that. Even the actors are kind of Marvel rejects or bit players, yeah. And it's ironic that Cena is the one that brought up what the term starfish is for, considering that he bends over for China. Yeah, I said it, Cena. Come at me, bro. But there's that. So I'm going to start wrapping it up here because it's 9:35 and I've been going for about a little over an hour and a half now by myself. So hopefully I entertained you all enough with the cringe, with talking about Loki, the race swapped Snow White, and how it's going to come back to basically kick Disney in the nuts, and the Suicide Squad trailer, which really doesn't do anything for me. I'm like Birds of Prey. I might go see this movie, if anything, to review it, like talk about it on like the Saturday stream I do with my nerdy home. That'd be the other reason I would go see this movie, and that is to talk about it with her and entertain you guys with our opinions. So there's that. Again, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me on my own for the Cringe Factory. I might have a guest or two next week because I try to bounce off of other people because I enjoy discussions. I enjoy civil debates, even if I don't agree with all the opinions. I'm more than welcome as long as it's civil. So again, thank you to all who sent super chats. You did not have to do that, but it's very much appreciated. And thank you all for commenting on this stream. In about 24 minutes is the Warzone stream with Geeks and Gamers over on their Twitch. It's Jeremy sometimes plays, but it's like Jeremy, Lethal, Josiah Rises, who else? Disparu is a new member of their group. He might be playing. So there's that. It's always fun watching them, and always fun hanging out with you guys on a Wednesday evening for another Cringe Factory. And tune in next week because I'm pretty damn confident we'll have more to talk about. So good night. No, if she's on, she's generally just hanging out and reading the chat for them, but she hasn't been on. It's just basically the Geeks and Gamers boys, essentially. I've not seen Krista. So again, yeah, monetize your joy from or dismay of the movie. Yes. That'll be reason enough. That'll be reason enough to go see the movie. So there's that. So again, if you're behind me in time zones, good afternoon, early evening to you. If you're ahead of me, good morning to you, and hope you have a good rest of your day and or evening. So until Saturday, which will be on my channel for Talk Nerdy to Us, and until next coming Wednesday, catch you on the dark side, and really confident there's going to be more cringe. So good night, everyone.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.